Last year, Xiaomi unveiled the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, which is the first mid-range device to have the 120 watts charging technology. And this year, Xiaomi is once again back with their Redmi Note 12 Pro Explorer Edition with its 210 watts charging speeds. For the variants, we have here the 8256GB, which is the one and only variant that is available. And for the color, we only have one color, which is the color black. For the box design, we have here the typical Redmi Note design box design language. It is nothing special, and it is really plain and simple. And of course, on the back, we have here the Demon King. And now, let us unbox the device. Now, for your information, this device is released on November 1 this year in China. And as of now, we don't have any leaks or reports on the global release date. So, let us now open the box. And here on the top, we have here the cardboard insert, which has the SIM ejector pin, the papers, and of course, the clear TPU case. Below that is the device itself, which is packed inside a plastic bag. But let us set that aside for now. And here on the bottom, of course, we have here its cable and the first 210 watts charger on a smartphone inside a smartphone box. It has a color yellow port inside in here, and it is quite small actually for a 210 watts charger because it is a gun charger, which makes the charger compact. And now let us set this box aside. So this is the main star of the show, the Redmi Note 12 Pro Explorer Edition. Now let us unbox it. It is really weird that Xiaomi decided to make this weird transparent plastic instead of their typical plastic wrapper for covering the phone. And here we have our device. Now, one thing that I noticed here is that it weighs a bit more than its successor. It weighs around 207.5 grams, which is 3.5 grams heavier than the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus from last year. Second thing that I noticed is its thickness. It is around 9 millimeters, which is very thick. And it is 0.7 millimeters thick from the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus from last year. Now, on the back, one thing that I noticed right away is that it is a glossy finish, which I'm not a really big fan of. And here we can see the 210 watts text here and the Redmi text written on a gold color. Another thing that I noticed is that the back looks kind of plasticky, even though it is made out of glass because it is glossy. And for the front, of course, we have glass. On the side, we have here plastic. And on the back, we have here, once again, glass. Also on the back, we can notice is the camera module design. Familiar, right? Because the camera module design is the same as the Redmi Note 11T Pro or the Poco X4 GT. But the camera module is much bigger to be able to support the 200 megapixel main camera. And it also has OIS. Now, let us boot up the device. Also for the design, it is relatively the same as the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, even the layout of the sensors and the ports. But one thing that is different is that the back glass, it is curved rather than flat, which makes one hand use a bit more comfortable because the curved glass design is the same as the curve on our palms. And let us set up the device first. After setting up, we are greeted by the MIUI 13 running on Android 12. The software here is relatively the same as any other Xiaomi models released from this year. And for those who are saying that there is no Google services because this is a China ROM unit, well, think again. It has basic Google services pre-installed after setting up, which you need to turn it on, which is very weird because on other past China ROM devices from Xiaomi, the basic Google services is always turned on once you unbox it. For those who are wondering how to install Google Play Store on China ROM devices of Xiaomi, click here on the upper right corner to know how. Now back onto the device. The display here is a 6.67-inch OLED with 120Hz refresh rate, and the display here is a 10-bit panel with Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and the max brightness is at 900 nits. Now, one thing that I noticed on this display is that the punch hole here is a bit bigger from the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, but the screen bezel is much smaller. For the chipset, we have here the newest and latest 6nm Dimensity 1080 5G, which is manufactured by TSMC. But for now, I don't have any benchmark results or performance tests since this is my first time unboxing this device. Now onto the camera. Of course, we have here the 200MP Samsung HPX sensor, which has OIS. The sensor size on this device is around 0.71 inches. And here we have your typical 8MP ultrawide, which is nothing special, and your typical 2MP macro camera, which is once again nothing special. Other features that we have here is side-mounted fingerprint scanner, which is relatively fast. And it is nice that they opted for a side-mounted fingerprint scanner rather than optical or under-display fingerprint scanner because it is much more faster and accurate. Now onto its external features. We have here its SIM tray, which supports dual SIM 5G, and it doesn't have a hybrid slot or a dedicated micro SD card slot. Here also we have its main microphone, USB Type-C port, its first speaker, main speaker, or its downfiring speaker. Here on the side we have here its power button or its fingerprint scanner, and here we also have its power button. Here on the top we have a headphone jack, which is a really rare thing to see even on the mid-range market right now, and it is really nice to have. Also here we have its secondary speaker or the top firing speaker. Also here is its noise cancelling microphone and IR blaster. For the battery, we have here a 4300 mAh battery, and this is the first device on the smartphone market right now to be able to charge up to 210 watts charging speeds. And as advertised by Xiaomi, it is capable of 0 to 100% in 9 minutes, which is very fast. But let us test that charging speed on our full review video. For my initial impressions, this device might be bulky and heavy for some because of its thickness and its weight. Another thing is that the back is made out of glossy finish, which I'm really not a big fan of. I like the matte finish more because, once again, it is not a fingerprint magnet and it looks much more premium than a glossy finish one. The glossy finish one, as you can see, it is a fingerprint magnet, which is one thing that I really hate, except if you put a jelly case on. Another thing that I love here is its display. Once again, the display specs here is an OLED 120Hz refresh rate, 10-bit Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and a max brightness of 900 nits, which is pretty jam-packed for a device that is priced under $400 US. And that's it for my initial impressions. If you want to see a much more in-depth review with some gaming, performance tests, camera tests, battery tests, and of course, the charging tests, please click subscribe and turn on notification bell so you won't miss out on my full review on this Redmi Note 12 Pro Explorer Edition. Also, if you have any questions about this device, feel free to comment down below and I will try to respond your comment on my full review video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the full review of the Redmi Note 12 Pro Explorer Edition.